All right, there you have it. You say my name 3 times, I guess I appear. Those are the rules. I don't make them up, but I do have to abide by them. Let's turn that off because you know exactly where we're going. Well, maybe you do, maybe you don't. Listen, this is the I'm ushering in the new norm. I am panicking. Bugs, thank you so much for bringing your party over to me. I greatly appreciate that because it's going to be a nice little fun and time. Oh God, which one is it? Here we are. Hey, welcome to the room. And you know what this is accompanied with? Also, friend of the show, sewer ambiance, 10-hour sewer sounds for relaxing, studying, sleep. Let's get our levels right. So, I'm going to make this more of a slow drip. I'll let this be 10,000 decibels in my ear, but I won't do it to you. So welcome to the little waiting room I have. We're you know, we've got a couple minutes out before we start doing our thing, but you know, this is the pre-show. This is where I bring out the you know, the person that warms up the rambunctious crowd of people that just waited outside and like a snowy New York sidewalk outside of a live studio building, and we were like, all right, come in, quick, and I'm still backstage, and I come out with maybe some like some tissues around my neck because I'm getting makeup. And I'm like, thank you everybody for being here. I've got things to do. Hey, listen, showies are coming. Also, this reminded me of something I need to do really quick. So you can be here with me while I do it. Professional show moment. I just want you to know that I've spent all day like in a deep torrential sweat, walking around my apartment complex trying to shed the zoomies and jitters, because for whatever reason, something about doing this as opposed to just playing games online sends me into a shock. What was that? I'm policing. This is the police. What the hell was that? Twitch activity feed. Oh, thank you, Bugs. No mic kiss? Oh, I'm sorry. There you go. Just a little peck on your cheek to put a smile on your face. While I'm fixing this thing that I meant to fix a little while ago, I spent all day, I had the lump in my throat that you get when you're at like the top of a roller coaster, if those things kind of give you the heebie-jeebies, because they do for me, for sure. I've had that all day. It has been a nightmare. But now that I'm here and talking, it kind of soothes the butterflies in the stomach. But now that I'm here, let's edit this command, right? Because I actually fucked this command up last time, and I'll be happy to tell you what I did wrong. Oh shit. Arrow. And then we're gonna go grab a little bit of a Twitch handle for our good friend Spunky, because I didn't update the guest tag, nor did I put it in the title, because I updated this title like 4 hours ago, because I was like, I'm gonna be ready, and then I hit the live button, and guess what? I didn't update it, so it says Foxy is playing Yakuza like a dragon. Like, and then it wouldn't update. It wouldn't say anything. Oh, I'm sorry, Spunky. I didn't mean to. That was supposed to be a reveal. You were talking there. All right, now that we update this, bam, and submit, and then bam, welcome back, Falcon. Welcome in. Sorry, I'm bouncing back and forth quick and real quick. Stream information. And then put our new command. I don't know if this is right. I hope it's right. I'll do it myself. Let's type it in right now. Ah! Fuck yeah, baby! There you go. So now we've got our shout-outs ready. We got the tag in the title. This thing's becoming more professional. Where are we sitting at for our time? We got 15 minutes of just you and me. How nice and cozy is that? Sunky. So a couple of things I wanted to just go through before we get into the meat and potatoes of our show. First, a heartfelt, truly from the deepest reaches of my husk of a body and heart that pumps a thimble of blood through each vein that travels to my 8 appendages that gets me pumping through the day. a true heartfelt apology to our wonderful, wonderful guest, Spunky, because I believe she got just a cold, a cold introduction into the Foxhole world. Because in the last time, we were leading up to the first one, it's like, oh, it's a crunch. We got to get things going. Zelto, send this out, send this out. And I had a little bit of conversation with both Falcon and Olga, and then I still fucked it up a little bit. And then the next time I was like, it's going to go even better next time. The communication is going to be vapid. Vapid? No, that's bad. It's going to be rapid. There we go. And then I took a quick hiatus. I got sick. And then I had to make up work right after. And it was the worst 2 weeks. So Spunky totally got me talking to Zeltos like, Zeltos, would you be a dear and take this promotional picture over to our dear friend Spunky? Thank you. And then I go back to my chambers with my candlelight and a Christmas Story hardback novel that I could sit in bed with my pinstripe nightgown and nightcap. To put me in I just thought it was the norm. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And that's why that's why the show doesn't focus on chat. That's why the show focuses on being a guest, so I can't get flamed by my own chat. I don't like that. Get them out. Ban them all. Ban emote only chat. No more reactions. No more talking with chat. It's bad. Chat is a gateway drug to free thought. Ban it. This is I run the show. I have to trade him vitamin C and chickens for work, and it still only got done half the. Let me tell you a real thing that happened as I was preparing for this, and I'll get into a little bit when we bring the lovely CyberSpunky on. But I did work for this, okay? I did work for this, but I also spent a funny amount of time remembering a specific TV show puppet character that I could put into our scene that we are going to reveal soon. A funny amount of time. I spent one whole night thinking about it, did not get the answer, and returned today to finish the job while I was also finishing assets. That's how dedicated I am to the deep lore of the channel. I can't say the not very popular puppet's name because I want it to be a little bit of a little drop and surprise in the bucket that you can kind of giggle and laugh at as we kind of get into our stories and let you enjoy the show. But here we go. Let's put some things out there. Thank you everybody for the support and making the episode 2 come to life and being here and wanting to enjoy this kind of content. It makes my whole day. Deep lore poll. What's the poll? Yes, no. Yeah. Why are there responses? Thank you for showing interest in this kind of thing. This has been my favorite thing to put together, even though it's been greasy at best, but it'll get better. I swear. I swear. I'm praying to the YouTube. That's why it's not working. I'm praying to the wrong idols. I hope it all works well. It will work well is what I was getting to. So I'm about to put you on another hold as we finish powdering our noses and getting on our best attire. Because, show is scheduled for 8, but I wanted to give you a little bit of I wanted to introduce you in, sit you in the crowd and give you a little kiss on the forehead before the whole, before everything falls apart, right? There's no double guest this time, just the one. That means we're settling into the norm of the broadcast, one person at a time. That way we can focus heavily there, and the goal post is that I don't fumble it. Like we get in there and I'm like, how are you? And then I'm like, huh, and I twiddle my fingers and I say, today was good. I hope you're enjoying your stay at Foxy Core. So fingers crossed that it goes well. All right, we're gonna put you back on another hold. We're gonna stop the sewer sounds because we're exiting the sewer. Don't fumble. Get in there, champ. Yeah, we're stopping the sewer sounds. We're unpausing Suncatcher. Let me make sure it's... You can't hear it in this one. Well, you can hear it in this one, actually. Whatever. Fingers crossed, everybody. Enjoy nothingness. Hello? Hello, don't uprise. Everything's good. Nothing's wrong. I just got to take you back to the sewers for 1 second because I have to give a quick intro. I am so delighted to be in the presence of a very good friend of the broadcast and very talented VTuber that I want to treat them to the night out they deserve, you know? And I was going to take us to the original diner that the show, you know, the ideation of the show started in, but it got too popular after the first one. We have to go to something less bougie. I'm taking you to the bad part of town. I'm really sorry. It's just clutch your pearls. We'll order fries for the table and water so it doesn't look like we have more than $8 collectively between us, and you know we'll get to work. So welcome to your diner. Welcome to this. And then also check this out. Hold on. Properties, browser source, because I can't do this unless I'm in the scene. Paste. Okay. Visible. Oh my god. Jump scare. Okay. Welcome. Hold on, let me tone you down a little bit. You're way too close to the screen.
Hi.
Let's back you up. There we go. Now we're... I just got to make sure I'm slightly taller than you. Good. There we go. That's all that matters. Everybody, please welcome very good friend of the broadcast, CyberSpunky. Give us a little hello. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me turn down the rabid piano real quick. I'm sorry. There you go. The floor is yours. Give us a little intro. Give us a little hello, a little spin.
Oh my god, hello everybody, it's me, it's CyberSpunky. I'm your sweet little moon bunny. I'm here to say hello. I'm Foxy's #1 fan. I'm honored to be here.
Not #1 fan and also probably board member at this point, because I think you just bankroll me.
CEO of all things Foxy.
Yeah. If you DM me tomorrow and you're like, I don't like that you do this on the channel, I'm like, yes ma'am, and I'll change it quickly, and then the thing would be different. But
I'm gonna bankroll you all the way to the top, baby.
Oh my!
You're getting all the way over there. I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna see you on the other side, baby.
If you ever thought that there was a meaning to, or if there's like a value that the broadcast pushes, it's have powerful friends. That's the oh, Spunky not loud enough. Oh, I could do that. We can make you loud.
Just, scream into the mic also, if you prefer that, Fel.
Hold on. Oh, I know what it is. I turned your desktop. I nerfed you. I'm so sorry. Give once again, just tweet into the mic. You know.
Just.
Oh, now you're red barring. Oh god. Don't worry. I think it looks.
This is exactly what we were talking about earlier. Audio's hard. Audio is impossible, and I hate it.
Audio, yeah, I was giving Spunky the rundown that it was specifically I did a Siege stream, and I was like, okay, everybody's complaining that they hear me 6 seconds after the fact when they're doing like callouts and stuff, which I don't, by the way, but they're like, just in case you do, why don't you make a little Discord thing? I was like, okay, sure, and I made a Discord channel. I was like, all the permissions were like ripped away from everybody. You could only listen to me, and then Zeltos and everybody was like, that's not fair. We should hear them talk. And I was like, fine, I'll get voice meter, and then we didn't figure it out. So it's one day I'll have to take your master class in audio because it's real hard for me, real difficult.
Oh, my master class is not very masterful. It's kind of just like, this is right for now.
That's perfect for me because this currently it's not right now. So if we could get more than that. Also, as we get into the bit, I'm going to move you a little bit. This is I'm going to move him around. This is Timmy the Tooth, and he haunted me as a child. And I thought that this very oddly close to the camera, front forward version of him holding the booth would be very nice in this bad part of town, that he could grace us with Mayor McCheese. So I hope that you like the destination that I picked.
I'm genuinely honored to be in the presence of the mayor. I voted for him. Like, this is so crazy. Oh my god.
Dude, that's so nice to see your votes count for something. You know, sometimes
I know, finally once in my life.
it's like you go to your local election official's office. What I have to go to like a local school because it's like the biggest place that can house us, and like, you know, I just write in somebody and it never works. And then this time I wrote in Timmy the Tooth, and here he is. Oh, I mean, Mayor McCheese. I'm sorry.
Mayor McCheese. Oh no, that's okay, because I think Timmy the Tooth is also the treasurer now, isn't he?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
the treasurer. That's insane.
There's some allegations going against him, though. I feel really bad. Apparently, something bad about money, which I think is bad for that position. But I hope he figures it out. Enough of the absolutely insane brain rambling. Let's get into the meat and potatoes. We kind of trauma bonded there for a second about how nervous we are, but let's smash it. We'll smash it right now. And just get into it. I think that's the best way to go. So, you know, right off the bat, why VTubing, Spunky? No, you know what made you want to get into this? Because it's an interesting little niche that we've got going on.
Do you I know Olga does, but you know Miku Miku Dance, right?
Very loosely as a concept,
okay.
I do.
Do you know Kizuna Ai?
Oh yeah, totally.
So, Kizuna Ai is my inspiration for VTubing. So I wanted to VTube, or not VTube, I'm sorry. I wanted to stream for a really, really long time. And, I did it for a little bit. It's affectionately called, flesh tubing. I'm pretty sure Fel said that last time.
Oh yeah.
She was on the show too, flesh tubing. I love that phrase. So I did that. I did that for a little while, and I hated it. It was awful. And then there was nobody that was really watching anyway, and I didn't really know what to do about it. So I kind of just like ignored it. And I saw Kizuna Ai, and I had been messing around with like 3D models for a really long time, and then all of a sudden it just like hit me like a brick wall, just like, holy shit, this is what I've always wanted to do my entire life, and I never really realized that this was even a thing that I could accomplish. And then like Hololive started becoming really, really popular, and I was like, this is actually something I can accomplish. And it's good for me because I needed a creative outlet. I was very you know, for a long time I was very I was into like the arts, and I did theater, and I liked to do acting, and I liked to do a little bit of voice acting and singing, all that stuff. And once I was out in the world, I wasn't really able to be creative at all. So when I realized, I was like, holy shit, I could just do that as a VTuber. I was like, there's nothing else in the world I can see myself doing and being happy with.
That's first of all, you hit one thing you said kind of rung all of the bells in my head that made me remember kind of like why I wanted to perform in this manner. Something about the theater kid pipeline. It's potent, isn't it? And you're like, you do theater and some sort of maybe educational background or local theater or something. And you're like, and then it just stops. And you're like, oh, well, I need that again, but I don't.
It's just when they pull that shit from under you, you just don't have it anymore. It's like, oh.
Oh my god, I had no idea you were a theater kid. Oh, this is a perfect time. Let me say, I want to talk. We're gonna get back to VTubing.
Oh my, but, here we go, baby.
but like being a theater kid, because I'm a phony theater kid. I did like a semester in theater in college, and doing it that late in my emotional development was very tough, very tough. Because like I don't know about you. But like, do you remember like doing your like first audition and then like doing a play and like being in front of other people? Do you remember that at this point?
Yeah, I do. I actually do. I was in elementary school when I got my first part in a little play.
Oh, elementary.
Like, remember? Yeah. I've been doing this shit forever.
Oh, okay. You're a legacy theater kid. I didn't realize.
Well, it's also like something like the way me and my sister used to play also was very play and film like. Like normally when like people play with Barbies, like you would imagine it's like, oh, I'm a princess, blah blah. Me and my sister would just reenact like CSI crime scene investigations and be like, oh my God, G.I. Joe was brutally murdered. Just like coming up with wacky skits and stuff like that. And acting as different neat little characters.
This really is a birds of a feather moment, because I remember very vividly that as a kid, like through like late middle school, by the way, like way too late to be doing this in my very public backyard, because I lived in downtown of where I lived, and my backyard was very visible to the rest of the world. And I would have friends that would come over, and then we would do like, you know, imaginary friends, but like very theatrically and out loud. So I remember like running around and I'm like, oh my God, Sonic's next to us. Let's get the rings. You know what I mean? And like, there's like people in their cars driving by, and like the kids that would go on to viciously bully us like the next day at school and be like, there's another reason to get back on the weekend with it. So like, I'm so thrilled to hear that I wasn't the only like brain damaged kid running around like that. Oh no,
I was like mega like head like brain melting out of my skull. Junior high, I was definitely one of those kids. Like I ran one of the miles for sure, like Naruto. I remember that vividly. I should have been bullied for that more. I wasn't.
Oh my God, that's I had one of those for sure. There's I for us, did you have, I'm assuming this is I realize more like when I'm on like broadcasting. Okay.
She said I'm having painful flashbacks.
Does Fel have some share in this childhood trauma too?
She was never as bad as me.
Oh, okay.
She was never as bad as me.
That's power scaling right there. We're moving up the ranks of childhood cringe and stuff. It's I know what you mean. We had I did that during our what was it? Our through elementary school, I think middle school too. We had to do the mile run. That was that was like timed. I'm assuming that's a national thing, because why else would we do it? And that was like, you know, there are people that would like walk and eat chips, and then they'll have a time of like an hour and a half, and it was fine. And then there'd be some kids that like be like, I'm on the football team and I just ran in 8 minutes, and everybody's like, whoa. And then I was somewhere in between where I was like, I didn't want to get in trouble, so I had to run and talk with friends, and I was like way out of shape, and I was like, did you see did you see Naruto last night? And they're like, yeah. So I feel that. Back to theater, because it's a big part.
Oh my God.
You said
that's a big topic right there.
Yeah, and for elementary school, I feel like as a kid, maybe it doesn't like embarrassment. It didn't really resonate with me as much as a kid, because I did a lot of embarrassing things. But like once I did the threshold of like theater later in life, I was really mortified. Did you ever have like a point where you're like, I don't know if I could do this like theater wise, like on stage? Was it ever really hard to get back into?
You want to hear something nuts?
Yes.
It is easier to act on stage and to act in person than it is for me to VTube. It's actually much scarier for me to VTube. Like before I go live, every single time I go live, I'm like near panicking.
That bad? Really?
But on stage, when you go out on stage, you get feedback. You know, because you can hear people, and you still don't have to see them because there's lights in your eyes, and they're not really there. They're just a noise, so it's fine. Yeah, but I don't know why it's easier for me to act in person than to just like VTube. I thought it was gonna be easier.
Yeah, I thought so too. It's like an online thing. I'm surprised to hear you say that. Like, I got to a point where I was definitely more comfortable on stage after doing it for a while. But I
really stopped caring at some point. So maybe I feel like I'm just gonna break that ground with VTubing at some point, and then I'm just gonna go full. I'm just gonna go nuts. It's gonna be over for everyone.
It's gonna be over. You're gonna be top of the. I'm going to look at my sidebar, and it's going to be, XQC, OTK, and CyberSpunky, and Fel, and the whole gang. And I know, I already said this before in the first one. I already know you guys are getting there. I ain't worried about that. But, I know you're going to blow up. You're going to get your 10K concurrent. But what I was saying is I'm surprised to hear you say that, like, VTubing versus that, because I have quite a few in my pocket, like that little redeem where I told my New York story the other day. I have one specifically for my time in college doing a specific play because it was so so devastating at that point in time. I'd love to get into it deeper, but someone's got to shell out some money before I start talking about that. You know what I mean? And transitioning to this, I don't know. I'm like, it was definitely hard, but like I'm brain dead. I talk in tangents.
Oh my god, yeah. I can't stop talking. Once my mouth starts going, I can't stop.
I feel like Zeltos unredeemed that. We're not talking right now. I know Zeltos is corrupt. He'll buy it and then he'll refund himself and he won't tell me. See, he baits me. So as much as I want to tell my deep dark secret, I can't in good conscience just give it up for free because I know that he might yank the rug. He might rug pull me. That little corrupt mod of mine. We'll revisit this topic, but how many, like, from elementary school to, well, we won't get into a specific timeline, but like, how many plays would you say you've done, like, personally? Like, how many did you go through?
Like a minimum of 20. A minimum.
Damn, 20. I did, counting elementary school PTA programs that I did a couple of. 1, 2, 3, 4. I did 4 plays in total, and I've probably got a story for each one of them because they're all their own brand of like, ugh, and I think it's probably a product of living in a small town, so like the theater program is whatever, but
yeah.
Oh no, I've saved this 25 for Foxy to spill on the Spunky. Okay.
Spunky special. Oh, I like that. I'm going to steal that, Zeltos. That's mine now.
Yeah, you got your Spunky special.
Spunky special going on.
Hey, I watched that Valentine's Spunky special. That was a good one.
Oh, thank you.
I love that special.
I love Valentine's Day. It's my favorite holiday.
This is embarrassing, but this is actually how I finally got into your and Phil's Discord. I had genuinely no idea how to get. I told Zeltos I forgot what I was doing, and I was like, I've looked for so long, I just have no idea. He's like, have you tried commands on Twitch? And I was like, shit, dude, why you gotta say it like that? Why can't you be like, I don't know. Have you tried this?
I feel a little bit luckier because Zeltos, when I was first in your stream, he just like, bam, he just dropped that Discord link, and I was like, oh, there we go, I'm in.
Oh, yeah, he's on it. He'll see like a certain like one viewer more than normal, and he'll slam that exclamation point Discord, and that's he puts in the work for me. He's on the payroll for a reason.
Oh shit, Ren is fact checking me when I said Halloween was my favorite holiday. Can I have more than one favorite holiday, or is that like not allowed? Am I supposed to like tier list my holidays?
I ran into this dilemma personally, and here's how I rationalize it. I think tier lists are great and all, but I like to keep a triad of faves for any one topic. So like I keep a minimum of 3 shared spaces between something. So like holidays, foods, friends. You're like you're in my holy trinity of things. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think you're well within your rights to like Halloween and Valentine's Day is both your favorites, but
yeah, eat shit, Ren.
Eat shit. I'm not gonna say that. He sent me a very nice message earlier updating me on some certain Twitch updates. So no, we like Ren here. We like Ren at the channel.
Oh yeah, big Ren simps over here.
Oh yeah, I'm simping right now. I simped 20 minutes before getting on, and
damn.
So that being said, well, now you have to fill out your 3. That's Halloween, Valentine's Day. What's your 3rd?
Oh man, this.
I genuinely had like the wheels of my head didn't turn for a moment, and I was like, "What?
What is a crimbus?"
I was like, "What's a Chrysler automobile, ma'am? Can you explain?" And no, that's a very fair Valentine's Day. I feel like it doesn't get enough love. I think
people hate Valentine's Day.
There's too many Valentine's Day haters.
Literally only Valentine's Day haters. That's one of the reasons why I co-opted it as my own.
You're well within your rights to do that, because I see a lot of like downtrodden individuals come into my store,
Yeah.
and they're like, they look at the
Yeah,
Valentine's Day candy and they're like, fuck this holiday, and then they'll go get a single serve meal from the freezer section and leave. And I'm like, yeah, I get you, buddy. It's okay. You'll come back. There's
I'll come back the next day for more for discounted chocolate.
That's right. That 70% off at my store goes hard. They go crazy with their discounted
Oh
sales.
my god! I saw a $40 box of chocolate on sale for $3, and I didn't buy it.
Oh,
I went back and it's gone. I was like, this is what I fucking get.
That's an absolutely bananas take that you didn't take that offer. $3?
It was. I didn't want to be in the store anymore. I want to leave.
I don't mean to press the wound down. Listen, I'll run through. I'm going to honor Zeltos's 25K real quick because I feel like he deserves it. I'm gonna try to make it a little. I'm gonna take pauses and give it a good go about so everybody can ask their questions and see what's going on. But since we're both having our theater kid moment, I guess it's only right that we talk about it. I was in a play in my third year of college called Lysistrata, if you're familiar.
I love Lysistrata.
Lysistrata is a really good play. However, they did it differently at my school.
Okay.
They chose to update the themes for some reason. So instead of keeping it antiquated and focus, what is it? The Peloponnesian Wars, right? I believe is the topic. So it's still based during that time period. However, it was all like fraternity and sorority based. And
my God.
It was really like it was the vibes in the studio were horrendous. And I auditioned for a much better play, but it was Clybourne Park, which is 5 people. And when I got a call back for it, and I was super stoked. I was like, oh, fuck yeah, let's go. And the callbacks were on the same day. They were like disjointed by a couple hours of each other. So I went to the Clybourne Park one, and there were 4 people there that I was like, they're absolutely going to get it. There are 2 female leads that are going to get swamped up by these people, and 2 male leads. But the 5th person in the play was also a male character. I was like, oh, fuck, I have a shot. And I auditioned No Dice. He's like, hey, I really enjoyed your enthusiasm. We're going with somebody else. And I was pretty devastated. But when they did the next thing, my friend was like, well, we can't do Clybourne Park. Somebody else has got it. Do Lysistrata with me. And everybody had already complained about how rancid it was going to be because they knew who was going over it. And they're like, this is going to suck. They're like, but in this world, to be a theater major at the school, I imagine any school, you got to do the plays. You have to perform.
Yeah, you do.
And I was like, fuck. All right. I was really late. Like 3rd year of college was when I became a theater minor. I was this is insane. Accounting major, theater minor. Horrible combo. Don't know what I was going through at that point in time, but
like that's fascinating. That's amazing.
It was like I was like, this is what I'm going to do, and I was like, I have to do the play, so I'll do the play. And I went to the auditions, and I got everybody that they made us for the auditions. This is true. They turned on EDM music in the acting room, and they're like, I want you to dance in a circle, and we all had to dance in a circle around the director. And he's like, make it look natural and act like you're mingling with others. And I was like, I don't dance normally, but I guess it's acting. So we were all like sweating, tears coming out of our eyes. Like, please make it stop. It was like 30 minutes that we were dancing in that room. And for what, I don't know. Because I think all of us made it, by the way. It's a big play. I think we all got something. But, and after that, I got to... do a little callback piece for, I forgot who it is, but it's the leader of the opposing army in this play. I forgot who's who. It's brain dead. I forgot which is which, but I did a little. They're like, you seem like you have a commanding voice. Maybe you could try out. And then I tried, and I got like cold feet, and they're like, all right, somebody else. So I got the stunning role of soldier number 2.
Oh yeah.
And I got to be a part of it, and the part that really stuns me, I'm gonna kind of spark notes this because it's a long story. when we were doing dress rehearsal for it, they were doing our our costumes, and they're like, everybody's dressed in a horny kind of fashion, and I had a blue shirt under and a mesh t-shirt over that, and the costume director was like, everybody's there, and the costume director is like, take the undershirt off. And I was like, are you sure? And she's like, yes. So I have to I had to go off to the side. I had to take off the shirt that, covers my body and put just the mesh t-shirt back on. And then I go back on stage, and immediately, we don't do any scene or anything. She goes, put it back on. And I was like,
whoa.
I was like, that's tough. And everybody's like, ooh, like there was silence fell upon the studio. It was so defeating. But I went off. And my scene in the play is I have to come in hornily into the tides of war and announce that something about our men are suffering or whatever, and I have another soldier that announces it with me. He gets more lines in this case. He was a senior over me, whatever. And our joke that we put together, we were trying to make the best with what we had. We were like, we have a small part, might as well do it. I was like, I'm gonna act like I'm so we're like crippled by horniness, right? That's the theme. And like, there's my sister is in the audience watching this play. My family is in the audience, and we stumble out. We're doubled over in horny pain, and then we go, oh, whatever. And my friend is doing this bit. He's saying his lines, and during that, I stumble in behind him as if to quote unquote poke him. You know what I mean? Like I accidentally do a little pelvis action behind him, and then we both go, oh. That happens. Nobody laughed. We sit in silence because there's pauses for those kinds of things. We sit in silence as there's a spotlight on us, and our makeup is kind of dripping, and I could see my sister in the audience go, like, do the face, and I'm like, fuck. And I just have to like stumble off. So there's a more theatrical version of that retelling of that, but I don't want to get us caught up on that nightmare of events. And then one last thing, that one of the directors came up to me, and he was like, "Hey kid," because I was new there, and I was like, "Oh hey," whoever it was, and he goes, "Great job out there." He puts his hand on my shoulder and he goes, "You're a hell of an actor. Just don't let it go to your head like the rest of these assholes." And then he walks away, and we never talked again because I quit theater. Such a weird experience. I was like, I thought that was all theater. I was like, these quacks, I don't want to be a part of it, so I left.
I feel bad. I felt similarly at certain points too when I was doing theater. I'm like, why are they this way?
Did you ever have like if you're comfortable sharing, did you ever have a mortifying play that you were a part of that you're like, oh god, I don't know if I can do this ever again?
It was a Shakespeare play, and I forget which one it was. It was the one where the one guy turns into a donkey and there's a bunch of fairies. Do you remember which one I'm talking about? Probably
not. I'm bad with the names of plays. Zeltos might know, so I'll let you know if it pops up. But
I forget which one it was. I had like the smallest bit in that one, and again, it's a Shakespeare play, so a bit antiquated. And they wanted to spice it up for the audience. They were like, we gotta modernize this. Nobody comes to see our plays because nobody comes to watch live plays. Nobody does it. We already know it. Nobody does it. It's fine. So they're like, all right, we're gonna make it entertaining. We're gonna. The teacher that was in charge of it was also like a lit teacher or whatever, like AP literature, and it was like telling students around the school like, oh, if you watch this, you can get extra credit.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Oh. So trying to gas everybody up. They decided to, they decided to add a dance segment into like the Shakespeare play. Ugh. And the dance sequence was to Lady Gaga's Poker Face. And it was so, and it was, I tried to quit. I tried to quit the play, and the director took me aside, and he looked at me and he said, no. And I said, okay.
Oh, God.
So I do the play, and I remember crying because I hated it so much. It was so awkward and awful. I was like, what? It's like, I'd rather we could just do regular Shakespeare, man. It's fine. And I remember because also at the same time, there was another, just like your fucking story, there was another smaller play that was happening around the same exact time that I did try to audition for, and I didn't get in it. I was so pissed. And it was it was so much nicer. It was like, oh, that's okay. I worked tech on for that play. It was fine.
Oh, so you did stage work too.
I did it all, baby.
Oh yeah, you were. Well, I guess that would be part of it. I had such a glancing life with theater, but I did a
lot. At one point in high school, they gave me the key to like the tech room, which leads directly onto the roof. So every now and then, I just go onto the roof because nobody could stop me because I had keys.
Oh, well, oh, you were trusted with that kind of property?
Yeah.
What? Oh God!
They just assumed I wouldn't do anything, and I didn't. Other than just go on the roof every now and then.
They're just like, good kid. Let them gaze upon the stars every once in a while.
Gaze upon the stars, yeah.
That's nice. That's very nice. I mean, with the exception of you, I get why that happens. That sucks. There's something that goes through, like, maybe it's like the midlife crisis of a director where they're like, we need to make this engaging for kids or the kids at school. They'll like Lady Gaga's Poker Face, and individually, of course they like that song. But watching other people dance to it in a Shakespeare play,
every
not sure.
now and then I would like catch people's eyes like in the hallway, and like it's one of those things where it's like, we don't talk to each other, but I know you saw me in this play, and I know you were also there. And then you just like you side eye each other a little bit, and then just like never speak.
Yeah.
Have you ever had that?
Oh yeah, all the time. You're just like, oh, I forgot. I was moving out of my dorm, and this one kid who I'd never seen, never talked to, didn't know he attended the university I went to. I was moving out and I had family helping me, and he comes up, he goes, oh dude. I was like, oh hey, what's up, man? You need help with something? He's like, no. He's like, you were in Lysistrata, weren't you? I was like, yeah, actually. Yeah. And then he goes, okay. And then he walks away. And I was like, what the fuck? Can you do that? Why? And then he had his family. He had his family there. It's like, what did he go back to tell him? And he's like, he didn't. He just walked back and like business as usual. I was like,
oh my God.
If it were a moment between, if he would have been like, man, that sucked, huh? And like we could have been like, yeah, it did. You have no idea.
Like laugh together, about it.
Because I totally would have.
Yeah.
But I guess he was just like, fuck this guy.
Oh my God.
I was also kind of loud.
Brutal.
On my dorm floor, so maybe it was like a fuck this guy kind of thing, honestly. And
no.
To be fair, well deserved if it was, because like I had a friend at the time, and we stayed up late playing like Overwatch, and we would talk very loud, and they would. I remember specifically there was this one person that would come by and they're like, we have practice in the morning at 6 a.m. and we were like, sorry. And it happened so much. I think that they put put a frog in my room. I don't know if it was like retaliation, but I just walked into my room and there was a frog there. And I lived on like way upper floor of this dormitory, so it was like, it didn't take the elevator here, I don't think. So if I had to guess, someone slipped this little guy under my door, and I was pretty peeved about that. But really strange aside to that Lysistrata story. I really, it's cool to hear that there's a fellow theater geek. Okay. I'm a poser, but it's nice to hear it.
No, if you've done it, you've done it, brother. I can tell from your stories, you lived it. You know the truth.
I lived the worst part of it, and I guess that's good enough. You lived the worst part
of it. Yeah.
It's enough to make you want to just crawl into your hole, and I think that's for me, coming back to like this kind of thing. I guess it was easier because it's like my face isn't attached. I was just like, whatever. So knowing that you had trouble, like wanting to like doing the live, you have your like ritual, your like it's nerves and all that. What I imagine it was difficult making the decision to become one, right? What made you kind of finally fall over the edge and be like, okay, this is the night that I'm going to stream. I've made my socials, so on and so forth.
Oh, for specifically VTubing, or just like when I first started streaming in general?
Oh yeah, I guess if they're yeah, I think
They're two very separate things.
two very well. Let's do both. I guess is the best way to go about it. Flesh
Whoa.
tubing first.
All right, when I was a flesh tuber, I didn't know what I was doing. Uh, and for the most part, I was just I didn't know how to advertise myself. I didn't know how to get out there, so I would just kind of like go live and like tell my friends about it. Maybe,
Yeah.
hopefully, they would just show up. And nobody ever did. And then for VTubing, what really pushed me over the edge was I had a surplus of cash, and then I was like, hey, I can afford to do this now. Hey, lol.
So it was the financial freedom of that enabled your VTubing.
I actually did want to make my own model, but I'm not very talented, Foxy, so I couldn't do it. I needed to help.
Oh no! If anything, this repository of VODs and services that I have should be a testament that you're well within your rights to get artistic on here. Like this little fox dude with the Adidas pants that I think I drew. That
Yeah.
this is no Mona Lisa. You could. I think you'd do great if that's something you wanted to do. Of course, it's a endeavor for sure.
Honestly, you, Phil, one of our buddies, Frag, Olga, all you guys like started really like inspiring me lately. So I started getting back into like sketching a little bit too. And that was I sent you, so chat, I drew a sketch of Foxy, and then I inked it with my fountain pen. I sent it over to him, and that was the first sketch that I'd done in years.
So wait,
Nice.
that was your first after like a long time.
Yeah.
That was okay, chat. Now it's my turn, my perspective. That little sketch that you sent over kicked ass. So I don't know why you would ever put yourself down, ever. Yeah. If you, I'll say this. I want to guide your content or anything, but if you started doing some stream doodles, I'm already there. I'm just saying I'm also there for that. If that were your career trajectory, I support it. I think you'd be great at it, especially if that's your warm up, dude.
I don't know. I have a lot of things that I've been meaning to do, especially in the VTubing sector of things, because there are a lot of things that I've just been interested and enjoy doing that fits into the VTubing niche so well that I was like, how could I say no? You know, I like video games is what I do for fun. It's just I just do that all the time. So it's silly to not stream it. That's actually one of my big motivators when I was first flesh tubing, was that like I'm just doing this. I could just also hit go live, and then it's fine. But like all my other hobbies, you know, I like to make music. I've been trying to make original music for a while now. It's just yeah, like drawing, stuff like that. These are all things that I want to share, and like content that I would like to make. But I've noticed that have this habit of being a perfectionist, and no matter what I make, I don't like it.
Yeah.
That's my yep. And that's been the biggest, most difficult thing with VTubing, especially if we're gonna go back to, nervous about being on stage versus nervous about, VTubing. For me, this is so much more intimate. This is like me. This is me. This is the real me. Oh God, you're seeing all my inner bits, all my most intimate parts, and it makes me nervous. Sharing, like when you're playing a video game, no matter what, people are gonna be watching you, and then like some people don't care if you're bad, but if you're bad, like me, and I'm bad, like people, I don't know. I've had people in my past tell me that they didn't like to watch me stream because I was bad at video games.
Wow.
That it was just like very stressful and frustrating to watch.
That's cutting.
Cutting, I know. Deep in there. Real deep. That was a scar that stayed too. I think about that a lot before I start playing video games. I try to pick a game that I'm actually good at, but I'm also trying to just chill out. It doesn't matter. I'm here to entertain. Yeah, I felt right.
But yeah,
Yeah.
first of all, fuck them. But
Yeah. Ooh.
yeah, you don't have to get on my trade here. Listen. I'll be the spear that pierces toxic viewership. You can take a back seat. But no, oh my god, that resonates hard because I've had some like people pass through. They'll just say some like off color shit and then leave. And then it like sticks with you for a while because you're like,
Oh
oh
yeah.
god, that like it was like I don't want to give it the platform to let them know that really bothered me. But yeah, I definitely got offline and I was white knuckling a steering wheel as I went to McDonald's or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I especially when like doing art, like when I do games, it's like whatever. When somebody comes on and you're like, you suck at games, I guess for me specifically, depending on the severity of how they address it, I don't tie too much of yeah, sometimes if they get a little too out of hand, I don't put my personal worth in that bucket, I guess, so it's easier for me to depart. But like if it's on art, oh god, I get so nervous when I do art streams because like I'll be doodling and I know that it's not the best, but if somebody came in and they're like sincerely they're like, why even try, I think that really hurt me way more than anything somebody could say in any other facet. So I those comments they're tough.
It sticks with you. And what's even harder too is that like, you know, if you're on stage and you say you have like a bad time, you have a bad night, it was a bad show, you can just like go home and forget about it and kind of just like, yeah, fuck off, it's fine. I never have to think about it again. You just go on the next night and it's okay. Whereas, you know, when we're VTubing, when you put something out on the internet, it's just there forever.
Oh yeah,
forever.
yeah. I don't mean to dive into the true fear of that, but I watch a lot of I'll go on Twitter just to, you know, plug something every once in a while, and then like you see other people, something happens like on their live, and you see them get railroaded, and you're like, oh god, I hope that never happens to me.
Oh, oh hell yeah,
like
scary.
That's scary, especially in the VTubing world. I noticed. And I'm not saying that as like they're worse. I think it's actually just a product of like a lot of people that VTube and who I know personally are generally very soft-hearted people that are very passionate about, you know, other people and what they've got going on. So it probably comes out a little more probably overcorrective than somebody that flesh tubes, I guess. Because like I'll see some people get royally dragged on the internet for something they did in their VTube stream versus I don't know, some XQC doing something. I don't mean for him to be my flesh tubing anchor point, just the first guy that comes to mind, I guess. But you know, I did a little bit of cyber stalking as I need to prepare for this, and I think just looking at your earlier like Twitter post for like plugging your stream and stuff, I thought it was really like, I was like, oh, I've done that. Whereas like I want to do I forgot what it was. I think you were talking about doing a just chatting stream, and you're like, oh, I don't know what to do. Do you have any topics for it or something like that on Twitter? I felt that because I'm like, I feel like I need the backboard of like something else that I can like refer to. I'm like, oh, game's playing. I can sit
like
here.
The gameplay, yes, exactly. Well, that's also one of the things too. It's I think it's just maybe like an anxiety or something. I don't know, but you know, like Falcon is my anchor, and also just like a really close friend, just like a close friend of mine, because you know we've known each other for forever. Yeah.
Yeah, well suffices, and you could tell during your streams because like you both of your streams are always super fun, and I always feel so divided because I'm like, both of you stream like your end of it, so like I'll pull in one on one tab and one on the other. I'm like, which I feel like I'm betraying the other if I type in one chat first versus the other, and I'm like, well,
Please don't.
I'm like, I want to support, but I'm like, I'm gonna type one thing and then I'm gonna forget, or I'll go to the other thing and I'll forget. So this is just me to say, both your streams top tier. Go to the chat right now. Always go check out CyberSpunky Falcon. Okay, midway plug. Put that in there.
Well, I don't mean to like, you know, gas like too much like gas it up or whatever. Just that, you know, that I'm already, you know, on your show. I don't want to like, you know, I don't know. I don't want to be embarrassing, but like you every single stream I've ever seen of you, like where you're streaming, has been amazing. I don't know, Foxy, you're amazing. Your streams are incredible every single time. Literally every single time you go over any of your stories, it just like it hits me like on the deepest level that I can feel. That I was like, I never knew someone felt the same. You're just speaking the truth out there, man, and I'm here for it. And this is why I give too many subs to you.
Which I thoroughly appreciate, by the way. First of all, I'm gonna throw up. I'm overwhelmed. Thank you for saying that, by the way. That's really nice, and I'm glad to hear that that the stream is good, at least at like a base level. And I think that's why I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this yet, but like trying to transition to this is something I really wanted to do, this talk show thing. But I think if you notice from the regular streams, I'm a bit of a rambler. I'll talk a lot, and I don't mean to. Half the time. So like I'll just like run through it, and I think it's like a fear of silence. I'm like, I gotta fill the dead space. I gotta talk through it.
Yes. Yeah. Same.
Yeah. I
don't want to feel like I'm letting chat down.
Yeah.
Chat.
That's the thing. It's the internal fear. I'm like, I came here to entertain you. If I let 10 seconds go by, I failed in some way. And that's a scary one.
Just chatting in general, like if we're gonna go back to like the just chatting, it's I really had a hard time fathoming anybody wanting to just listen to me talk for hours. I was like, how could I don't know.
I know what you mean. It's like, how do I feel like I've lived a redacted amount of years, right? And I feel like if I got on and just chatted right now, and it was just me, uninhibited, I would go through every single talking point I could ever have in like 30 minutes, and then I'd sit here like, hope you guys are doing well.
You just hit like a primal fear inside of me just now.
I'm so sorry. This is not meant to be like the.
We're sitting here having existential crises. We're melting in our chairs, literally melting in our chairs. Because I was telling Foxy while you guys were waiting for us, while we were in the waiting room, I was like, I can feel like sweat forming on my fingertips. Like just like waiting for waiting for Foxy to come and say hello. I was so nervous.
I felt the same. Like when I said this too. I was like that little ditty I did at the beginning about being nervous. That is not a for show thing. That is just me for real being nervous about this kind of thing. Because like I don't know what it is. The pressure about an organized event. Like if tomorrow I'll probably sit down and I'll stream an N64 game nobody's ever laid eyes on since 2001, right? And maybe 10 people will come by at some point, and I'll be super lucky for that. But like, I won't think twice about it. I'll just get offline and do it. But this whole 2 weeks, I think there was like, after the Fel and Olga episode aired and ended, there was like a sigh of relief. I was like, I did it. Awesome. That felt really good. And then it like, I got sick, and then I didn't think too much then. But then it like when I got over the sickness, it's like the timer reset, and I was like, oh god, I have to go through the same thing again. I thought I was past it. I thought I had broken the barrier.
It's stressful.
But
like in a good way, because I love VTubing. Let me rephrase all this. This all sounds like that this is like dreadful, and I'm just scared at all times, which is not true. It's just that those are very real feelings that I do feel, but I love VTubing. I love chatting. I want to get better at just chatting. I want to feel like I'm getting better at making content.
Oh yeah, I feel the same way. And again, not to do the hugs and kisses hour or anything like that, but I think you and Fel, I kind of group you guys together because you're like a unit to me in a way. You're like both your brands kind of overlap.
Discord is like, we share a Discord.
Oh, good point. So like the brand is together, but like I like both times I could tell, like I haven't been here for that long in your both of your streaming careers, but I could already see like each stream, it just like there's more interactivity, and it's so fun each time. Not saying like the previous one was worse or anything, but it always gets more fun to me, always being there. And I think you guys should know that, because like I love that shit. So like like it's always an like an event for me because like since at this point I haven't seen you guys stream every day, I have to sit by my calendar and like, oh, when will it come back? When does the Spunky and Fell combo come back? So I just want to put that out there. I love those streams so much. So and that's why I wanted to have both of you on here, of course.
I really hope she just had some mouth work done, so I hope we'll be able to do our regular Friday stream, but there's a chance we might not.
Oh, fair. Yeah, if the real life circumstances always bleed over, but like you said,
like the time we got COVID, me and Phil got COVID at the same time one time. It was very funny.
Oh, damn, that sucks. I just got over it myself. COVID's a bit of a bitch, isn't it? I hate COVID.
It certainly is. It kicked my ass.
Yeah, it put me out for a while. So I'm putting some respect on its name. I don't want it again. I'm gonna let it go. But let me steer us out of this neighborhood of despair, because I feel like I took.
We're in the wrong part of the neighborhood, you know. So I'm thinking, I thought we were.
when I had you lock your windows, I promised I meant for them to be unlocked at some point. You know what I mean? So let me turn this car around. This is let's get into the more hopeful, because I believe there's plenty of optimistic things to say about VTubing and just doing this yourself. So let me ask you, like I ask pretty much everyone, I guess, and this will be the standard going forwards. Do you have any advice for anybody that wants to like dip their toes in, like somebody that's been on the edge, or like, I don't know if I could do this, to send them to the other side?
Yeah, you know what? It's just the advice that I gave to myself was that it's fine. Nothing means anything. Numbers don't mean anything. If this is what you want to do, it's what you want to do. You should just do it. Just do it.
Exactly.
It's fine. Guys, it's fine. It's fine. You can do it. You can do whatever you want. Make your dreams come true. I did it.
Yeah,
it's fine. I did it. It's fine.
We're a bunch of goobers on the internet, and we're fine.
Just goob on the internet. You'll find people who love you for it. I found people who loved me for it. I found you, Foxy, and I love you for it.
Oh my god, thank you. I found you guys through a similar means, and I love you guys for it. So there you go. See, this community building is irreplaceable in my opinion. Like having this, even though I've been kind of not online as much as I used to be, just coming online and being able to interact with you all and everybody I've met up to this point is really, really rewarding and nice. To make friends on the internet. It's like I of course I have my real life stuff, but this is nice too. I'd say it's awesome. But if you tomorrow you're like, I don't have the equipment to go live, you could go live on your phone. You could play COD Mobile, you'll find an audience.
You literally can. You should do that.
You absolutely should.
You absolutely should.
I'm saying that because somebody did it, and I watched yesterday. So like you can find your metaphorical tribe on the internet anywhere. You just gotta someone's gonna love your personality. You just gotta put it out there. And I think that's the best way to put it, because you'll find a billion reasons not to. So let us be some of the good reasons to do so. At the end of the day, if it's something you want to do, you should take the dive, because it's fun. And look at all these wonderful people. Do you also want to be in a lineup with me, Spunky, Timmy the Tooth, and Mayor McCheese, or CEO McCheese in this image? I hope you do. It's a humbling event to be among the star-studded cast. So
I can't believe I get to actually shake Mayor McCheese's hands. This is incredible.
I know. He's very particular. I'm gonna try to like get in there and persuade him, because he doesn't usually do meet and greets, but I think we could get there.
Foxy,
yes,
do you think he has like a skull?
Mayor McCheese,
or is it just his? Like, I kind of want to take a big old bite out of him. Look how delicious he looks. Like, I don't. I know how rude that is to say, but like, look at those buttery buns.
I like you. Yeah, you know, McDonald's did a hell of a job designing this guy because he's looking.
He made him delicious.
Looking scrum-diddly-umptious, in my opinion.
Scrum-diddly-umptious. He's a hashtag snack.
Yeah, for sure. You know what?
Hashtag burger daddy.
To answer your question, if a slug can live on this earth in such a malleable form, why can't Mayor McCheese? Right? Like, I'm sure he could be just a burger with eyes. I imagine maybe you want to remove the eyes before you really get into Mayor McCheese, but other than that, I think he's a delicious little. What the hell is he? Is he a quarter pounder? Is he just a double? He's just a regular cheeseburger.
He's a burger man. Yeah, I don't think he looks like a double quarter pounder. No siree.
Yeah, those are a bit beefier, aren't they? They certainly went through that rebrand.
He's your average Joe burger. He's your everyman burger.
That's why he's mayor, because he's just like us.
Yeah, that's why he's the mayor. He's got the one patty. He's got your cheese. There's probably some ketchup, maybe a little mustard inside. I don't know.
We took
maybe pickle.
When mayoral candidate Mayor Big Mac tried to run, we ran him out of town. We do not want big McDonald's here.
No. I don't want him here. We don't want him around.
This is a place for the common construction worker or traffic guard. You know what I mean? This is a town where you can raise your kids and feel happy about it. This is not your McMansion. Take it somewhere else. Go to Florida. Yeah, this is a worker uprising, by the way.
Yay!
that's the new value of the show. Sorry, as you know, I'm a master derailer. If I were anywhere near a train, it'd be in danger. You know what I mean? So.
Oh God, stay away from Ohio. Oh God.
Let me bring us back a little bit. You know, when I think about it, I ask this because Zeltos put me through the same mental exercise, albeit through 3 more iterations of it. So I put Fel and I put Olga through the same thing. So if you could go back to yourself when you first had this little thought in your head, you're like, maybe I want to entertain online, but I'm too scared to do so, or maybe just roughly 10 years the past, and you're like, what would I do different? What would I tell them to do different to get me somewhere different now, or tell them to do the same? What do you think you would go back and say to the little spunkling?
Little spunkling?
Yeah.
Little spunkling?
Yeah. Big, bright purple eyes and the world in their hand.
The world is new. Yeah. Oh God, what would I tell little Spunky? Oh, little Spunky. I hate a little guy.
A pat on the head.
A pat on the head. There you go. It's gonna be tough out there, little feller. People are gonna be mean to you sometimes, and that's fine. You can still entertain. There's nothing wrong with being made fun of. You can do it, little bud. Just go be a VTuber. Stop fucking around.
Hell yeah.
Go do your homework.
Go. Stop talking to me. Go do your homework. You're gonna fail.
Go do your homework. Also, maybe go ask mom if you have ADD. I'm very concerned about that sometimes.
You might want to go get that sorted out early because it's going to be a real road. It's going to be a real obstacle later in life. So I would also go back and probably put that little seed, that little nugget of knowledge in my mind too.
Hey buddy, you might need a little help.
Your answer went down a different road because some people might go down you should prepare for this going in, or you should maybe practice this more, or you went down more of the don't let the toxicity bog you down. And that being said, how do you personally deal with the tougher days on Twitch? If you've had any that have really bummed you out after a stream, how do you kind of decompress and you're like, this is fine, I'm going to come back to it and it's not going to be a problem at all?
I haven't had any big issues. I feel like everything's been okay so far.
That's also a good answer. So
so that's what I'm saying. I was so scared. I kept telling myself, reminding myself of all the bad possible things that could possibly have happened, making a whole list of all the reasons why I shouldn't or why I can't do it right now. And they're all fake reasons. They weren't actually real. There were just reasons why I kept telling myself why I couldn't.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with quote unquote failing in your mind, right? Like if you go online and you don't do as well as you wish you could have,
Yep.
you probably learned something from it. And you're like, well, I won't do this next time, and it's just going to make you better. But you can't learn that if you're not doing it. And you just kind of here's my ninja masterclass moment. Just hit go live, buddy. It you know, sometimes you can boil it down to there because you're going to give yourself a reason not to.
Yeah, that was honestly the whole reason why I never started. Like, what I feel like I should have been streaming for a lot longer. I had the fire in me, I had the passion in me, but I also had the fear.
Oh yeah, I had some big fear in me.
I got the fear in me.
I made in when was it? I think very, very early high school, maybe 9th grade. I made with Saucy, friend of the broadcast. I made YouTube videos that I still have somewhere. Love like Let's Plays that I go back and look at every once in a while, and I'm like, ooh, wow. If I did post those online, or if I think he was pretty intent on posting them online because he's like, YouTubers, here we go. He had the right idea. I should have let him do it. But I was like, no, I don't want to be a part of it. Just take my name out of it. Do it by yourself. I can't do it. So, if I could go back, I'd be like, make your mistakes online. Do your tiny kid brain thing, and then get it out of the way. And it'll be easier now. And maybe you'll be a bajillionaire. Who knows? Maybe you'll get your streamer house, but you'll never know if you don't try. Do your streamer house thing.
Yeah. I honestly, I know a VTuber. She's younger. She's like 18, I think. And I'm like, I'm so glad you started streaming now because I believe in you, brother. And you're gonna be a millionaire, and you better be.
Yeah, that's right. You're taking. Yeah. You've got the turning.
Foster the babies. Yeah.
Yeah, you're at this turning point where you could just. You don't have to. You could hit that snag where you don't have to worry about anything else, and now you're just an entertainer, which would be super duper pog, and you don't have to join the workforce like the rest of us, because that shit hurts every once in a while. Waking up and you're like, work, oh goody, can't wait to go make boss a dime or $1, and I'll go make a penny or two, so I can buy a Hot Pocket on my lunch break. Which this is
a Hot Pocket.
They're an endorsement.
Wow, you're really like living it up nowadays.
That's what I'm saying.
You moved on from your mustard packets. You're getting Hot Pockets now.
You listen when you sent me over those 500,000 gift subs, it put me on a different track, and I you might be seeing it already, but I'm becoming a more volatile online personality. You've made me into a monster.
We need our Foxy to have more calories to create more chaos.
Yeah, it takes a lot. I come online and I cause a little chaos, get offline, but my tummy's rumbling by the end of this thing. So
oh yeah.
When you guys allow me to have a hostess after the big show, it's nice. It's you get a ding dong or two.
Your little hostess treat.
Okay, let's get into like the really vapid, true late night questions. Spunky, tell me about your favorite snack. Everybody's got one. I'm sure you do too.
My favorite snack?
Yeah, give me a snack recommendation.
Oh God, what do I eat? Oh Jesus, why is this such a hard question?
It's actually.
My brain completely blanked out. There's nothing inside of my brain right now. I don't even remember what food looks like anymore. Like I'm trying to recall.
Like you vision it in your mind's eye, and it's all just blurs and pixels. And you're like,
yeah, like 3 gray pixels. I'm like, what is that? I like salty foods. I really, really like salty foods because I'll go a little crazy on Halloween with the. No, I'm not doing top 3. Shut up.
Hit them with the mix-up. Yeah, come on.
Nah. Okay. So, all right. Okay. I like salty snacks a whole heck of a lot. I like fruit a whole heck of a lot. Sometimes I'll go inside my refrigerator and take some carrots that are meant to be for the guinea pigs, but they're mine now. I'm eating them.
That's how it goes. And
That's how it goes.
They don't stake their claim, and I'm eating what the spring mix out of my fridge because I got first dibs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
sorry, buddy, it's mine now.
So okay. Let me do a little bit of Foxy aided answering here. If we're getting into the salty snack pipeline, because first of all,
also hot chip Takis are very good. I'm sorry, there's one.
Oh yeah, okay, we got the hot chip. Okay, that that partially answers because it's going to say there's a lot of salty food out there. You could be like a cashew person, or you could be a chip person. But if we're talking Takis, yeah.
Man, I hate to say it, cashews are boring.
Cashews are like
they're boring. I don't want a cashew.
They cost so much. Like why
I know.
It's like they're golden nut. Why? I mean, I could eat a fucking pistachio. I mean, pistachios a whole.
No, pistachios are more expensive.
I was about to say, as soon as I said
That's crazy.
Pistachios are like, yeah, they're you have to buy them by the gram at the store, and they're like a whole theatrical event. You gotta like crack them open. You don't get pre-cracked pistachios. They actually I saw one that branded as like pre-cracked pistachios. Just do it.
Yeah, I saw that too. It was in my local grocery store. I was like, wow.
I'm like, why even give the option? Who's the shell elitist? Who's the one that's like, I want to
Shellitist.
yeah. Who's the one that's like, I like, this is part of my day. I like cracking open pistachios. I don't know. Maybe that's their interest in life, and I shouldn't be so tough. I want you all to learn understanding.
This is their one thing. Let them have their pistachios.
I was about to rip it viciously away from them. I was going to say, if this is your personality trait, you're nothing to me, and I'll crush them beneath my thumb. But you know what? Being online, it's all about understanding and acceptance. You got to accept the pistachio shell guys. If they like their shells, let them have it.
I like sucking on them because they're full of salt.
I do do sunflowers for that because at least it's like not breaking the bank to get a pistachio, you know. Like
that's true.
I get the sunflower.
Pistachios, they're real buttery though.
They got
nice butter, yeah.
They got the rich flair to them. They're like you're paying extra for a little bit more here, so yeah, I get that. Fel's a pumpkin seed fan. Pumpkin seeds are cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Everyone, let's all shame Fel. Everyone point and laugh.
Everybody point and laugh, yeah.
Pumpkin seed, boo.
Belle, come claim your dunce cap in the stool in the corner, and we're gonna laugh at you. So
it's funny because I definitely also like pumpkin seeds.
Pumpkin seeds are actually cool. I do like.
Yeah, they rock.
They got a fun shape, and they're like, I like them because they're like a little bit flatter than everything else, and there's something nice about like storing them in your cheeks like a small rodent creature.
Yeah.
I like
chipmunk.
Yeah, I like it greatly. I like to store for the winter.
We gotta put them somewhere.
I have to. I should, for the next. Don't worry, Foxy's gonna dodge talking about his butt. I have 3 rabbits. Is that what you all want to know? I have 3 bunnies. Yeah. 2 are with me.
I wanted you to hear. You don't understand how much I love rabbits. I'm sure you do. I love myself greatly. So yes, I love rabbits.
I love my bunnies. I have 2.
Bunnies.
I have 2 lion head mixes right behind me. My little girl, her name is Arya. I think whoever she came from a rescue, so I think they just like Game of Thrones. So her name's Arya, probably like Arya Stark. And then
yeah.
My
little one.
My little guy, his name is Oxford, and he came from a pet store, so he didn't really like people, and he still likes his space. But I think he appreciates that we have a little thing together, and he's got mutton chops like a general. You know what I mean?
Cute.
So he's
soldier.
And then I have a big bunny named Elliot in the other room. They're in separate rooms because Oxford and Elliot like to fight, and I don't like when they do that, so I have to separate them. But Elliot,
baby,
he's a big chunky guy, and I like him a lot. Is
he an Angora?
No, he's not an Angora. He's I don't know. I think he's. Fuck, they didn't say like
They didn't say.
They didn't say, and I'm not really good with like rabbit breeds. I like Lionhead's super easy. I know Angora's easy to point out too, but and Velveteens are
Velveteen, yeah.
But
or Netherland dwarves. Those ones are.
Ooh, love them.
Yeah, or like a Holland Lop.
Yeah, level up. It's like he's the breed that's like the least distinguishable. Like, you know, you look up rabbit online and you
Oh,
see
like an American short hair.
yes, that's right. There you go.
Ah.
Yeah, he does.
Ah.
You figured it out. Wow, there's our bunny expert resident. Bunny Zeltos is also a bunny breed expert too. He does helicopter ears, so he has one down most of the time and one straight up. He's like always half alerted, but he's a cute little dude. Zeltos has been every time he's like, I need pictures of Spider-Man like every day, and I'm like, yeah, I'll do it, and then I forget, and then it's like a mess, and then I'm like, who knows? But they're flopped out right behind me right now, so I get to look at them and smile.
If you ever wanted to send a picture on my Discord, I got a pets channel. People's pets.
If I ever send a picture of my bunnies on someone else's Discord before mine, Zeltos will personally fly out and just beat me into the ground. I'm pretty sure. I think he would take a personal beef with that. But that being said, when I do upload pictures, I'll make sure to I'll cross-pollinate our Discords and get some bunny pics in the pets channel. But
oh yeah, Zeltos is right. Rex rabbits are also pretty standard, pretty common.
That's true. He could be like a mini Rex. Like he's a big guy, but he's not like in the. I guess he's technically in the medium-sized tier, and then there's the large, and then there's the big.
Massive, yeah.
The mass. Oh, I want a massive bunny too. That'd be awesome.
Oh, I want a massive bunny so bad, and they could just have the whole couch to themselves.
Yeah.
And I would just every single day I'd give them little kisses on their head. They can't say no.
I watched. I'm sure you're familiar with this person. Do you know Java on the rabbit? Oh God, I love Java. I want Java to just come take a seat up top with me, and we can just sit and watch movies. You know what I mean? my bunnies, my trio of little guys that I have right now are very particular about their space, so they like head pats and stuff, but they don't like being held or anything like that. That is not their vibe.
No. Well, no prey animal will want to be held.
It's true.
They'll think they're dying.
Also true, yeah. Especially since they're so tiny, and I'm a tall guy, so they don't love that. They also don't. It's weird. My bunnies do not jump a lot. They do zoomies and stuff, like they'll run around, but they're like, if there's an obstacle that's just a little too high for them, they'll just be like, whatever, I don't care, and they'll just go do something else. And I'm always so mad. I'm like, come up on the bed with me, and they're just like, nah, I'm good. It's cool. They'll do something else.
You should get like those little pet stairs, like the stairs they make for little dogs to get on your bed.
I did buy stairs for my bed, and they just did not engage. Like I did like a whole thing. I was like, I got little treats, and I tried to do like the little, here's one here, here's one on the next step, and they'd go like 2 steps up and put their like their front paws up there, and then they'll go away.
And then they grab the tree and leave. It's like, you fuck.
And you're like, come on, dude, just engage with the game I've got going on.
Look, this is what you gotta do. You gotta get their favorite treat.
Yeah,
and then you gotta put it in front of them, and then like drag it slightly out of their reach. And make them come over.
Then
they leave right after.
All 3 of my bunnies, like I have to do this in moderation because a lot of treats are not good, of course, in high quantities. But they love raisins, so I give them some raisins every once in a while. But they'll mess up their stomach, so I try not to give them too often.
Yeah, it's just insane how like. You give them, you could give a bunny too many carrots, and then all of a sudden they got diabetes.
Yes, yeah. You're like, come on, carrots are good for you, dude. Why you have diabetes, dog? Like,
there's too much sugar in it.
Yeah,
carrots are super high in sugar.
Yeah, they are. They're
little rabbit tum.
Yeah, the poor little babies.
Babies.
I had to. Oxford got sick one time. It was sad. He got this is a real scare when it happens, but he got like GI stasis.
Oh God, yeah.
And that could be very bad. So I had to, like, for a week, I had to be, helicopter dad. I had him basically like in a strap around my chest, and I'm like, all right, fun time. And then I have to get a syringe and feed him. And luckily, everything was just fine. He's stronger than ever and just as sassy. But yeah, that bunny ailments, especially because. I don't know.
They hide it. They have to.
Yeah, they hide it. They don't want to seem like they're, weaker. And I only have one vet near me that will look
like
after
the
bunnies.
exotic vet?
Yeah, I have one exotic vet, and it's in a different city, so I have to go over there to go see him. So it's always like, man, why is everything like this? Why is it an exotic pet? They're cool. Everybody should have a bunny. It should just be part of the normal process.
Thank you for saying exactly what I've been saying for years.
I know, this is bunny propaganda, by the way, and I'm sure Bugs in chat agrees. Yeah. This is our the bunny special, so it's gotta happen. Plus carrots are for weebs. I'm not okay.
Yeah, see, Bugs in here. Bugs gets it, man.
Bugs gets it.
Hell yeah, Bugs gets it.
Man, we got on I'm sorry that the first solo episode is so like solo guest. Sorry, it's so crazy. It goes all over the place. Sorry that it's so unthemed.
It's not your fault. It's entirely about it. Like, I remember you were saying something at some point, but then I started talking about peanuts, and then I couldn't stop talking about peanuts. And I just
I asked you your favorite snack. It's really a it was such an inconsequential question. I was actually leading into one that I put this question on here because it inspires me personally to see what other people's aspirations are when it comes to their online footprint and stuff. And I think we kind of touched on it, like what you want to do, but where do you personally like want to take your channel? What kind of things do you want to do, or what kind of things do you want to make for your channel? Do you have like kind of a roadmap of where you want to be in, say, I don't know, a year from now, 6 months even, you know, where you want to grow to in your mind, what you want to be doing?
Oh, well, I wish I had a more solid roadmap of what I wanted. Right now I want to focus on growth. My goal for the end of this year is to finally, not finally, it's actually a huge goal. I want to reach 1,000 followers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. I want to be able to make content for TikTok and YouTube that is completely different from Twitch, because one of the big things that I don't want for myself is basically have my clips all over on different things and everybody's seeing the same content on all different platforms. You know, I want to have different things on different platforms. I want to write sketches. I want to get more into sketch writing again, because that was something that I used to do all the time.
Yeah.
Actually, one of my favorite theater stories was I used to be part of a comedy troupe, and we would do sketch writing.
Oh wow!
And I remember my nephew at the time, who was like learning to talk, was in the audience, and the very first sketch, I was the only person on stage. I was like opening up the show or whatever, and you could just hear my nephew in the back of the theater going like, "It's Spooky." Just this little boy voice just all the way in the back, and people are just like cracking up, and I gotta pretend I didn't hear it.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Yeah.
I actually have a similar take. Like this was gonna be this talk show podcast little ditty I got going on was gonna be like one of the main exports I wanted to bring to other platforms, not so much like VODs or anything like that. I wanted that to be like a separate thing. But I'm glad you said like sketches and stuff, because that's exactly what I was thinking about earlier. I was like, what I want to get into personally is animation, and I have a journal that is like ideas, because I wanted to go ahead and just write scripts for things that I could animate, and then hopefully like maybe find people that want to voice act for these kind of things, and like have a little thing together. And the first line, this is such a dumb idea. I've already scribbled it out, because I wrote it down like in a fever one night when I was sick. I was like, I'm gonna animate, and then I wrote this down, and it's just initial D but in a school zone. And so I was like, that is the dumbest stupid thing I've ever written in my life. And when I wrote it down, I was like, that's gonna be so fucking funny.
This is gonna be the best thing in the world. My phone's notes is full of ideas like that. It's nothing but those ideas. Or like I'll wake up in a fever dream being like, I just had the funniest idea, and I'll write it down. I'll wake up the next morning, I'll be like, what the hell is mayonnaise juice? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. You're like, what is going on?
What is this?
I don't know about you specifically, but I have a feeling you're going to feel very similar to this, because I have a huge scatterbrain when it comes to like figuring ideas out. So like when I was trying to write like things I want to talk about for this episode, I cannot force myself to sit down and type out full length ideas. So I write keywords and that's it. So like if I go to my notes app right now, it literally just says, it'll be like how VTube got into why, like that kind of thing. And it's like, so it's like, I don't even know what half of it means anymore. And I wrote it not that long ago. So
yeah, it just slowly devolves. Okay, so also super weird. As we've been having like our conversation, as this episode's been going, if you're like doing a story, and I'll think of like a note that I want to add. I've been writing notes down, being like, oh, I could. Like this whole this sheet of paper just has like nonsense words on it now, because we're so far gone from these topics that I'm not going back to it.
Oh God, I'm glad that you're engaged to that point. But like, I'm so sorry, because I know exactly what you mean. You probably wrote something down, and then I'll just bullet train through it. Yeah.
No, we're absolutely just smashing through these topics. This is normally what happens. Like my conversations get railroaded, and it's entirely because like I can't think in a straight line.
Oh yeah, me neither.
My brain works entirely in zigzags. I'm cat's cradle with my thoughts up here.
Part of, I think, Zeltos's biggest challenge with managing me is that I basically speak in riddles half the time, and like when he's like, hey, how do you feel about, like, he'll give me an option of things to do for a certain task that I have to do, and like I remember one night he's like, hey, are you going to do this, this, and this today? Like to kind of present an idea for me to bounce off of. And it was kind of a either or situation. I was like, well, I wouldn't mind doing that or that, really. And then he goes, oh, and I was like, so I guess it doesn't matter. And then he's just like, he literally, I could feel his like hand go to his head, and he goes, it matters to me. It's like, oh yeah, yeah, I could give an answer to that. So I imagine him trying to corral me into being a normal, like above the board functioning being is kind of tough for sure.
I feel really bad for like me and Fel, especially like when I first started out, because she didn't want to. She had zero interest in streaming at first. Until I finally wore her down, got her into it. No, but at first I was like, "Can you help me? Can you be my manager?" Like sad cat face. And then she was like, "Yeah, I can do that." And now that we're both VTubing, it's like we're both not. You were so lucky to be able to have someone like Zeltos. Me and Fel are just like, we're doing it live. Go in, no plans, no gods, no kings, just go full send, and it's a problem.
Yeah, I do the exact same thing. It'll be like, especially when Zeltos is like, hey, can you because I've brought up like I want to make more schedules for streams, and he's like, okay, yeah, we could do that. Oh, I didn't have that turned off, I guess. But he'd say like, okay, let's have schedules out by this day. And I'm like, oh, okay, sure. And then that day will roll around. And he's like, hey, what's the ETL on that schedule, huh, buddy? And I'm like, oh, let's make it right now. And then the schedule will be like, tomorrow I'm playing this game. And then I'll write every other day in the week, and it'll be TBA. Yeah, because I have no fucking clue what I'm going to do in 30 minutes, let alone play Wednesday night when it's Friday when I'm writing it, right? So,
you know what? I'm going to say right now, the first time I'm going to admit it, I hate schedules. I hate them because I feel so restricted. The day will come, and then I'll be like, God damn it, I gotta play this fucking game because I said I would.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, oh God, yeah.
I don't want to play it at all.
Yeah, like, you feel trapped to it.
I feel trapped, yeah. And I don't want to feel trapped with my schedule, but also at the same time, one of the big reasons why I went to VTubing, and this is even more embarrassing, is so I could hold myself accountable to finishing games.
Oh, wow.
I'll get to the very last boss. I'll get to the very final act. I just gotta do this one thing and the game will be over, and I won't do it. Mm-hmm. I'll just stop right there, and it'll be like 5 years later. I'll be like, oh yeah, I never finished that.
I do this. My Steam, I don't know if you've ever looked at like your Steam stats, like if you take your URL or whatever.
Sad. I don't like looking at those.
Yeah, like my thing is like you've bought so many games, and it'll say the value that you've gotten out of each thing, and mine is like, you've spent this much money for this many hours invested, that's this many dollars per hour. And it's like oh
no.
god, I can always see,
So,
because I'll buy something for like $60 on release and then spend like 2 hours in it, and then I'll leave and just play the same game I've played for 10 years. I'll go play like PopCap games. I'll play Plants vs. Zombies or something for 16 hours on a bender, but I won't play the new game I just got. You know what I mean? So yeah, I feel that incredibly deep down, because it's hard. Like I see Zelta said, if you admit, if you can, I like the if you can admit that you don't know, I could do something when you delegate. I Zelta, so you should know at this point, I have a problem admitting when I don't know something. I'll just kind of flubber, I'll flounder until it works out. And so far, it's worked about 25% of the time, and that's a pretty good hit rate in my opinion. So I guess I'll keep doing it until it goes below 10% or something. So I want to get past me rambling on that bit, because the worst part about rambling is that you'll find yourself in a place and then you won't have any. Your segues they've all mall copped. A mall cop has taken your segue. You know what I mean? Like they've all come in and they all have gone.
when you hit that end of the road, you can like you feel it in every single cell of your body, all the way down from like the tip of your toe to like the very tip of my head. And it's scary.
Yeah.
Like,
You're like,
no.
You're like, okay, here's my live stream fails moment, but I do have to bring myself back from the brink of insanity, because I'll talk until my lungs stop. But and then I'll have to bring back. I'll go like, okay, well that's enough of that. What do you think you'll eat on Thursday night? You know what I mean? Like we'll have to go we'll backtrack all the way. But you know. Something I'm curious about, because I've seen like a weird, I wouldn't call it a divide, it's just personal preference at the end of the day. But if you were going to like get into, you're like, I'm going to make my own model at the end of the day, do you think you'd stick with 3D, or do you think you'd do 2D at some point, like live 2D type? Because for some reason it feels like there's different camps of people that are very, very passionate about both ends.
I agree. No, my big dream is to have a fully tracked 3D model. I want that so bad. In terms of the live 2D model, I love it. I love it so much. I would just use all models, but for different occasions.
Yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah. I'm deeply in love with like the full body tracking, because there's a lot of things that I want to do that I can't do right now necessarily. Just like ideas that I have had since MMD, of things that I wanted to do, of that I just can't do as with live 2D model, which is fine. I can be patient, but also I want to experiment in general with making live 2D meshes. So one of the things that I wanted to do is I wanted to make like just like a stick figure, like a basic stick figure, put it into live 2D and just make a stick figure model. Because it would be easier for learning purposes.
Yeah, just to practice.
Yeah. But yeah, because I want to have a very, very deep, knowledgeable understanding of how all of these programs that I'm using work on a fundamental level. That takes a lot of time though, and you got to be kind of smart.
Yeah, I've noticed that like specifically the 3D VTuber camp of people, they're like the next wave of like coders. Because like I'll see the programs that they're working with, and sometimes it'll be something more reminiscent of maybe like a scratch the cat kind of software, but sometimes it's like you're coding a legitimate string of information that is to be executed at some point in time, and you're like, damn, that took a lot of time to get there. Because like each software that you pair with like your model takes like a whole another 10,000 hours to like become super acquainted with, and so it's daunting. At the end of the day, that's why That's why I have so much love for PNGs, because I can crank this guy out in seconds. I can go to the canvas and really just churn them through in the most soulless corporate kind of way. But but with VTubing, I mean, not VTube, with 3D models and Live 2D. Live 2D, both of them. Live 2D is more of the like, there's the tedium of getting really familiar with your artistic style, and then the 3D tuber camp is of course getting your model ready, but all of the inner workings of how that works is its own beast. So I have a lot of love for everybody that does it, because I have not figured it out yet. But something I was going to actually ask while we were talking about it, you were talking about your MMD days, which kind of made me think about like what my vision for this channel was as I was getting into it. And it's so fun. It's so weird that we have like, it's like it's like one single brain cell traveled like worldwide to bounce between us, because when I decided to start Twitch, it was to hold myself accountable to draw more. It was not, it was to, so I can learn how to draw, because I wanted to do it I wanted to make a comic series. I currently have ideas and scripts, but I don't want to take them to somebody else, because I feel like I want to do it bottom to top. And I was like, the only way I can force myself to do it is if there's other people breathing down my neck, and then I feel the need to like finish, like I'll finish drawings now.
Oh my God.
And all that.
Yeah, I hate that, but I feel that if there's not somebody breathing down my neck forcing me to do it, it takes me longer to do. And if I'm the one that's in charge of myself, nothing I ever do will be good enough. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's tough. It's hard out here in the streets.
It really is. It's so hard, and I just want a mentor. I just want somebody that's got like the artistic sauce to like look at me and they're like, this poor little guy needs help, and then I'll take him under my wing. But everybody that looks by, they're just like scoff. No,
never.
Not honestly, but like,
yeah.
But you know, you're just out there. I'm like, I guess I have to I got to put in the work, I guess, you know, I got to figure it out. So, and when I wanted it started out as accountability for that. And then I was like, then I want to, what was the other thing? I want to make a comic series with chat, which is, you have to have a lot of people chatting to do something like that. You can't just have one person being like, they should have a hat. And you're like, yes, okay. You gotta have like people doing like inputs and stuff. So I was like, well, that's not going to be a right now situation. And there are like a lot of steps of like, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. So I was curious if you had kind of like the similar feeling of like, you started with one thing and maybe your trajectory changed. Like right now, I know you're focused on, you know, strictly, you know, growing your channel. So you do, you know, you express yourself to a larger audience and do more things like your sketches and stuff, but did you have different like visions for the channel when you were first starting out, or as it went along?
Yeah, I definitely feel like at some point, my model's gonna need a hat. No. I feel like I like I was saying before, there was something that snapped in me when I went into like just doing regular acting, like acting on a stage, where it just all of a sudden just nothing mattered anymore. I didn't care. I could just go on there and I'll just be myself. That's exactly what I wanted, and I had hoped for myself in VTubing. But in reality, I feel much more sensitive about what I'm putting out into the world. So what I want more than anything is to feel confident in myself.
Of course, yeah.
Confident in the things that I put out. And music. I want to feel more confident to be able to put out music. I have a couple covers that I've been working on for now. One of them's a gag cover, so I'm looking forward to that. I just feel scared, bro. I feel so scared singing.
Is the Sorry, I tripped myself up there. Is your musical endeavors, is that going to be one of the things that finds itself on the other platforms? Is that something you want to like share
Yeah,
live?
that's gonna be no fuck. Oh no,
No
bro,
way.
no, never. I will never do that. No, hell no. The only time like I would ever do like a karaoke stream is that's if it's like a punishment or like a
Okay.
like a sub goal. Because I'm gonna have a subathon soon. Oh my God, Foxy! I forgot to mention there's a bunch of different directions that I was gonna go. There's a lot of different things that I've been preparing, but I haven't actually introduced them to my stream yet. So I feel weird, kind of just like spouting it out into the world. But I mean, like the covers, for instance, I didn't actually admit that out loud until today.
Oh
But
wow.
I've been
Okay.
yeah.
We
Like,
got
first
a talk show first
exclusive.
moment. Yeah, exclusive.
Yeah, this is exclusive. Like I'm working on music to release off on YouTube because there's nothing on my YouTube. I have one, but there's nothing on there. It's just an empty channel. Um, and do you know what the JLPT is? Do you like study Japanese?
Oh, me. I've wanted to. It's something I have wanted to do along with other things, but I haven't. It's one of those things that I haven't forced myself to do. And I actually proposed this idea, kind of half jokingly, but to partially try on stream just to start.
Okay,
So
Foxy, how would you feel about, maybe getting a lesson from me?
oh, for real?
I want to do basic Japanese streams, basic Japanese learner streams. So the very first one that I'm gonna do that I've been preparing for, is for just hiragana and katakana, which is like the first two basic alphabets.
Yeah.
And then later getting on into like kanji and explaining kanji and why certain things are the way they are. Because I really want to improve my Japanese. I started learning Japanese in high school just because they had it offered. Japanese. Well, okay, so I'm a weeb. I had no chance. I had no chance.
You had no chance in life.
Anime. My older brothers. I have 3 older brothers. I have 2 older sisters. And we all love each other very much. We get along, and I respect my older brothers. But the thing was, they were also all weebs. So my brother had like collected anime figurines for a while, and this massive Jaws figurine, which I just am so jealous of. So I was exposed to the Japanese language as a child because I was just listening to Japanese anime like all the time. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm like, dang, I like those sounds. I want to make those sounds with my mouth.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. So when eventually when I made it to high school, they had offered Japanese, and I remember there was one year they were, I think I skipped Japanese 2 and then went straight to Japanese 3 because I went fucking hard on that J1 class, and they were like, we're just gonna skip ya.
Oh,
so
damn,
I went
okay.
to so I went to J1, then J3, J4, and then AP Japanese. And then after that, I was just studying Japanese on my own, and I was doing so good. I was thriving. I had a lot of friends who spoke Japanese. One of my friends lived in Japan for a while, studying Japanese, but I don't use it anymore. And I feel really bad. I feel super bad about it. And I want to practice it, and I want to study for the JLPT, which is Japanese Language Proficiency Test.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to use that as an excuse to kind of like force myself to study more. And I think by doing these basic courses, basic learners courses like starter J1 stuff, I think it'll help me, I don't know, just kind of like practice the basics again and try to, I think it'll be helpful just because of the way, just showing people how I studied and how it stuck with me, stuff like that. And then another direction that I want to take my channel is I do want to start doing Japanese streams with Japanese streamers. I would like to I would like to speak Japanese a lot more often than I do now, and I would like to make more friends online, more Japanese friends online.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, that is a perfect answer to my question, and to comment on both of those individually. I would be super stoked to attend a lesson based stream.
That would be so much fun. I've never actually. Okay, so I'm nervous about it because I've actually never tutored ever. I've only studied, so I've never actually had to give to teach information to other people before. So it's gonna be interesting. I would like you to be my pupil.
I'm there. I'm there. Trust me. That actually sounds very exciting, because something I struggle with, along with every other monolingual person that's failed learning a language. I got really, really, really deep into German, and I was going to go to Germany, and I punked out. I didn't go to Germany, and I've lost it. It's been a long time. I have some very rudimentary stuff in me deep down if I really rub my noggin about it, but I've lost most of it, and I really regret that. But I would like to learn a language, and Japanese has been one of them that I've been tossing around. But the hardest part for me is what you said, getting something that makes it click, and having, testimony / tutoring from somebody that did make it click in some form or way would be super helpful and super interesting. And
well, I'm just gonna say right now too, especially since you said you're monolingual, so I'm assuming you only speak English.
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to learn Japanese on your own? No, that's so fucked up. That would be way too hard.
Yeah,
I tried to, before high school without a formal class, and I don't know how anyone would be able to do that. That's very hard.
And that's the thing I learned with German, is that even though I got really deep into German, and I did have a formal instructor, the final seal on learning a language I've learned, unfortunately, and it's very scary, is immersion. Talking to other people that have their shit together, and if you don't do it, then you're gonna sound like the way you fear you sound if you're not talking with people that talk, that speak the language every day. So
I know, in terms of Japanese, I speak like a toddler. I know I sound like an idiot, and that's fine. I'm aware. I'm doing my best.
No, I'm sure. Look, I'm sure you sound great, and the fact that you want to offer the service at all, angelic. I wanted to ask, this sounds like it's just kind of ideation for you at this point in time. Did you have a launch frame that you wanted to get into for that kind of thing? Did you have a launch date you wanted to look at for something like that?
Oh, a launch date for my first Japanese stream. I was going to actually do it. It's either going to be the 4th, so Saturday, or I was going to have it be Monday the 6th. So anytime between then.
Oh, okay, so pretty soon.
So it would be Saturday morning. So Saturday morning, spunky.
Nice. That'd be very fun. I was actually gonna ask something in regards to that, and the time frame. I'm a bit of I could probably do it, but I was gonna ask. I'd have to look into what I can do, but I was like, would you want somebody to make a parody kind of commercial for that, just to advertise it?
Oh my fucking god!
But I could definitely try my best, because I already, as soon as you said it, I had some silly ideas kind of bouncing around in my head, just to practice on my end, more making soft animated things, not a true animation, but just the moving picture version of things. You know what I mean? But that's just a thought in my head. Nothing actionable, really. Just something to look into. On the other end of networking with other either fluent or native Japanese speaking people, I guess the you could first of all put in that JP VTuber tag, or what if it the JP tag is always good, but
I just feel like I'm not good enough at Japanese to actually be oh, JP tuber, you know what I'm saying?
I know what you mean, but I mean, if the whole thing is in Japanese, yeah. I feel like it's got to be good enough, right? I'm definitely not the professional or anything like that, but if you're doing the full thing, I think you deserve to don the tag. You deserve it at that point.
Maybe I can trick some Japanese streamers into wanting to be my friend. Try to talk to me. Actually, yeah. The biggest thing is me being nervous to talk with, other Japanese streamers online, or I shouldn't say other, I'm not Japanese, but like with Japanese streamers online, it's like, would you want to be my friend and talk to me? Like, it feels weird.
I get what you're saying. It's
Spunky Sensei. Oh.
it's like a weird thing to unravel. You could always try. This is something I was about to do at some point. You could always do like a language exchange, because there's tons of people that want to like get better at English. It's totally in high demand that you could like kind of be like, oh, I'll help you with Japanese, vice versa, kind of the English thing. And it's not so much that you're teaching somebody English as you are just conversating and kind of correcting minor details, because most people that study English solo, very diligent and have gotten deep into it. They just need to refine like their, some situational things, because English is a weird monster of a language at the end of the day. Especially when you come across people like me that talk the way I do, it's kind of tough.
I feel actually super weirdly grateful for having English be the very first language I learned, because like just the knowledge that I have from being taught prefixes and suffixes give me enough information to mildly guess what other people are saying in Romantic or Germanic languages.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I know what you mean. I've come across that for sure. And I'm glad. The reason I'm glad is a lot more selfish, because
I know.
it's like the one of the most accommodated languages in the world, so I could just go. I'm gonna go eat in Italy today. Like it'll be accommodated, right? Like I'm not like gonna be sweating in another in most foreign countries, so it's more of like a selfish thing. I'm like, oh, cool, at least I have a loose grasp on this one, but I have like that hick speak, so it's kind of, some people are like, what the fuck are you saying? I went to, oh, sorry.
I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're
sorry.
good.
I just feel like sometimes, like, I'll have an accent that just kind of like comes out and I can't stop it.
Oh yeah,
like it feels like it's been getting worse over time. Like I felt like I never really had an accent before, but every now and then I'll be like sausage, or like
yeah. My dad, I think my dad, that I was able to at least reel in like the full brunt of having like a Southern accent, because like it definitely comes out of me on words, certain words that I just can't help. But he lived, yeehaw, exactly.
Yeah.
He lived most of his life in California, so he just kind of brought over a pretty
radical.
Yeah, he brought the dude lifestyle to me that I could kind of leech off of. But my poor mother is ate up with like backwoods terminology, and like that really battled against me. So I'll get online and I'll sometimes I'll don a Southern drawl by accident, just because it kind of like just kind of leaks out of you. Like I can suppress it as much as I can, but it'll leak.
I'll try to practice accents sometimes, because like I did want to be a voice actor for a short period of time before I just felt like it wasn't good enough. But like my Southern accent's so atrocious, it always debauches. This is howdy, y'all. Y'all want some sweet tea? And that's it. That's all I got.
No, you already got it, because I do want some sweet tea. What are you talking about?
Touching. I did it.
You've infiltrated the culture. You managed to get it all in one little sweet statement. Let me that sweet tea thing is real too. When I travel like 2 states over and they just don't have it anymore, like why is the world hell? Why is it like this? They're like, and then they'll look at you and they're like, what are you talking about? Tea's not sweet. And you're like, yes it is, damn it. And then you'll just leave.
Foxy, I hate sweet tea.
Are you for real?
I want hot leaf water. I want my tea to taste like trees. That's why I'm drinking tea.
I
want my leaf juice.
Well, first of all, let me say this. I love like just hot tea in general. I'm not saying that I don't like prefer versus, but I am saying like when I'm saying like the two options are like sweet tea versus quote unquote unsweet tea. No, I'm gonna have to like cold tea. No, thank you. Yeah. Not a big fan personally, but hot tea, yeah, I'm totally on board with that. I love me some warm leaf juice personally. But I think I was born with a disease, and that's being born in the southern United States. So it's like it's like medicine. If I don't take it, I'll turn into like a monster. I'll turn into a ghoul.
Oh. You'll wither away.
Yeah,
Foxy, no. Foxy, drink your sweet tea.
Have you had your sweet tea today? And I'm like, rah! And they're like, quick!
Foxy, please.
So yeah, wow, we really well, went off there for a little bit. We got a little.
I told you, Foxy. I warned you.
No, that's good. No, that's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. I, however, don't want to put you through a torture test of me sitting here as like in my little therapy chair, crossed legs, and a journal, asking you every detail about your online presence or anything like that. But
oh no, Foxy, you're trapped in here with me.
oh, that's right. I had the rules reversed. I invited you in like a vampire, and now I can't make you leave. You're a fixture now. But
give me your blood.
Blah. As a
Funicula.
as a little bit of to start our sign off, because I think we got a meaty little episode here, and
yeah, that was a thick juicy episode.
I adored every second of it. I can't thank you enough.
I adore every second of you.
Oh my god! Oh god! I can't thank you enough for wanting to be a part of this. And I want to give you the spotlight here to just kind of say, I mean, we actually kind of talked about what your plans are a little bit into the future, but if you want to do your final little wrap up plug, hey, meet me here, this is the day that we're doing this, or any, you know, your big plans in general, please fire off, do your final salute.
Okay, all right. Hello, my sweet buns. Hi, Daddy. I saw you pop in. I'm sorry you came in late. That's okay. I love you, chat. We have some neato things coming up in the future for you. I'm getting over the hashtag fear. I'm doing some music for you guys. I'm gonna have some covers for you available on YouTube. And then not this weekend, but next weekend, we're gonna be speaking some Japanese, chat. We're gonna be getting into it. So I hope you're prepared. I hope I'm prepared.
I think you're gonna knock it out of the park. No problem with that. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be a devoted student.
Student. Oh, I'm so excited. Now, big warning though. I'm gonna do it the same exact way my teacher did it with me. The very first few episodes, or I'm sorry, the very first few classes that I had, my teacher didn't speak English at all.
Oh, just dropped right into it. Okay.
He just started speaking Japanese at me, and then like pointing at things and being like "enpitsu," and I'm like, "That's pencil." Now I get it.
oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
By all means, drop us into the fire.
Maybe not that intense, but we're just gonna drop you in there, chat. The more you're exposed to it, the more it becomes natural. You're gonna be fine. I love you guys.
Hell yeah, and I can't wait. I don't know what kind of flair I'll bring to the chat that day, but I'll don my best bolo tie and southern accent. So I'll hopefully become a well seasoned J1 master or something. What is it? The first level, the first tier.
J1's just Japanese one.
Japanese one. There you go.
That's your basic. Like, first things first, chat. Let's just look at the alphabet. Let's try to memorize the alphabet first.
There you go.
That's where I'm starting with.
I can't wait. So, again, thank you so much for being here. I had a hell of a good time.
Oh my god, this was so exciting. I was so excited to finally sit down and talk with you. I'm a huge fan.
Thank you so much. I'm a huge fan. What are you talking about? I promise I don't mean to keep my presence so like shrouded in mystery as like the online guy, and then I'm just as soon as I get offline I hit invisible and I never talk. I promise I am.
Okay, I don't mean to be that also, chat, but that I know that is what I am.
Like I'll just get off and I'm like, yawn, I'm tired today, but by all means, I will look at my socials at some point, so never feel afraid to talk to me. I'll talk back.
Yes, DMs are always open. Whether or not I'll get to it is right away is another question. That's my time. I'll be there though. I have office hours. I just don't post them. You know what I mean? So there you have it. Foxhole episode 2 in the books. We're gonna get to studying up as to what the future of this broadcast looks like, but I couldn't be happier with how this the first and the second one turned out. Just incredible guest all around. Fel, Olga, Spunky,
thank you all for making this dream, a reality for me and helping me get the courage to start it. So here's to a long-lasting foxhole lifestyle. So
cheers.
Thank you again, Spunky, for being here. I'm going to send you off back into the real world as I do a final little solo sign off, and I will talk to you soon, I'm sure.
Oh, thank you. Cheers, everybody.
All right, everybody wave goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye.
And then I have doomed her. I have sent her to general chat. I've sent her to hell. I didn't mean to, but that's just where it went. Danny, nice meeting you too. And thank you, Bibbidi, for the follow. Thank you for the cheers as well, Danny. Thank you for everybody being here. Sorry, I'm doing my little catch up here. I know that we didn't really have a intimate one-on-one chat and I today, but we will as we get back to. I don't have legs. Don't look at that. I'm self-conscious about that. But thank you all. Like I said, this is just always a dream to do. I'm gonna kind of slowly turn on my. Oh, that's not very pensive at all. Okay, never mind. Pretend there's very reflective music playing on in the background. Foxy, I came in late. That is not a good friend to be. Listen, no, don't worry about that. Coming in at any time. You can watch the VOD, and that's perfectly fine for me. I'm not gonna lie, I thought your mouth was your nose, and you had open and closed beard. That's fair. I drew it in a weird way. I'm also going crazy. That's all right. Listen, that is a-okay. You're allowed to go insane. I support it in like an unhealthy kind of way. So we're gonna get the let me get my second screen up here. Get my my raids going. I'm gonna see where I'm gonna pass you guys off in the post stream here. See who's online. Oh, Vaughn's online. I'll give some Vaughn love. Look at that. Perfect little lineup here. Again, thank you all. I had a lovely time spending it here with Spunky and you. Look forward to any announcements about the future of the Foxhole episode 3. I'm sure it will come sooner than later. But until then, I'm going to send you off to your surrogate streamer for the night, Vaughn Locke, and I will see you next time. So here you go. Ready up. Get your raid gear on. Oh wait, don't. No, that's bad. Get your fan clothes on. That's what I mean. Don't clip the raid gear thing. That's troubling. Anyways, here you go. Enjoy the rest of your night. I love you all. Good night.